Page 103, Land of the Silver Birch. With this lesson, they're introducing you to common time at the top. It's indicated by a C for the time signature. So instead of numbers, they simply put in a C. Common time, it's just a very common time. It's evolved over time. It didn't always look like a C. You can go Google common time and get the history of it. The point is, it's the same as 4/4. Now, there's a few people out there, because people like to argue about everything, will say, oh, no, it's not exactly the same as 4/4. And I'd say, just go away. I don't have time for you. It's the same as 4/4. Common time, 4/4. If you see common time, think 4/4. So let's talk about this birch. It's 1 page long, treble bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature, so it's either in the key of C major or A minor. If you look at the end, we're ending here. It sounds like it's an A minor. However, as far as the scales go, do both C major and A minor. And by this time, you maybe need to start doing the arpeggios for both C major and A minor, just 1 octave up and down. And on those, it's the accents and the tremolo exercise that's important. This allows you to get a feel for these arpeggios, where the notes are and what it feels like in the hands. That's all we're after. And common time, okay. Now, let's take it one hand at a time at first. The right hand, you should know that first note's 2 ledger lines below the staff. You should know that's an A. 1 ledger line, you know, is middle C. So 2 would be an A. Just memorize that note. You need to know it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is fun. Now in measure 4, it's a here and then a 2. So we have repeated notes, the E's. Now we're just changing hand positions, that's all. This way we're ready for measure 5. 2, bring thumb down, then scrunch up. We change hand positions again. We crawl around, we do a lot of that. Now you're finishing measure 8 here, and measure 9 you want here, just reach up with a little finger here. You're changing hand positions again. 1, 2. Now for measure 11, scrunch up, use 3rd finger. This gets us in position for rest at this. 2. Then relax again. We're just crawling around. I like that. I do a lot of crawling around on the piano. I like to feel my way around, and I crawl, and I can feel my way that way. You develop a feel for these distances. Left hand, well, left hand's actually using an interval of a 7th, back and forth. Here, then here. So you know this is going to sound really wonderful, you can tell already. In that last line, you have the 7th together, it's blocked. And then you have a 6th. If you don't want to be up in here, use that, whichever, I don't know how big your hands are. And then here, another 6th. A different flavor of 6th, remember we've talked about that. And I now use a 5/2 for the last one. Here. See, on measure 14, 15, here and here, the notes, the note names, that's why they're both 6ths. You're using the note names to determine this thing. That's a 6th. And whether it's an F sharp or an F natural, well, is it a major 6th or a minor 6th? Then the F sharp one, that's a major 6th. And the F natural is a minor 6th. Minor is just 1/2 step less, is all. It's like the 3rd, major 3rd, minor 3rd, 1/2 step less. Well, same thing here. Now that doesn't mean all the intervals are major and minor, they're not. But for 3rds and 6ths, they are. Actually, 7ths also, you do major and minor on 7ths. You'll learn these over time, and we'll talk about them in more detail later on, but just know that the F sharp, F natural, it's the same interval as far as the number goes. It's just one is a major and one is a minor. It doesn't affect how you play it, you just play it. But if you're getting into improvising or composing or whatever, or at least been interested in music theory, then you get into this thing. Now I'll put the hands together here. Well, the left hand's not doing well. Just a little bit. It's the right hand that moves. That's all right. So put the hands together and then go back over it slowly and get rid of the hesitations. And it would be nice too, eventually, if you could play this without looking at the keyboard. You might have to look at first because the right hand's crawling around, but eventually. Then I think about the articulation. And this is connected. We're lifting up for the phrases in the right hand. The left hand, connect it. You can't connect the last line because they're chords. Pretend you can. Get them as close as you can. But this, lift up, lift up, lift up. Now this is all together. So just follow the curves and lift up between each one for the phrasing. And then dynamics. They're giving you a dynamic for each verse. It's okay, M, F, and P. Mezzo forte, sort of loud. And then when you repeat it, because there's a repeat sign at the end, then it's then it's soft, piano. However, look at the end, the last measure above the staff. It says right hand, play 8 VA on repeat. So right hand. So when you finish at the end, when you go back to do it again, you're not here anymore. You're going to lift up and come up here. Play the whole thing up here. Here. The left hand stays where it's at. Here. So you just got to lift up and move. You have to practice that because there's no rest, just like taking a breath, except you're moving. Speed is moving gently. Okay, move gently. Whatever that is, I don't know. It's don't drag it, that's too gentle. It's like, what? No. Think of a swaying of the trees or something. It just, you know. So 2, 3, 4, somewhere in the middle, about a moderato there. Now they've added pedal as part of the effect. Otherwise you don't need pedal on this. But as part of the effect, they want the misty stuff out here. They're pedaling it. At first it's every 2 measures, and the last line it's every measure. That's fine. Whether we do it that way or not, we don't know. We're going to try it that way. If we don't like the sound of it, we may adjust the pedal. But it's overlapping, so the notes go down first and then the pedal. And when I change the pedal, it's after I play the notes. So the pedal overlaps just a little bit. So at the beginning, the notes, then the pedal. Change the notes after I play. Change the pedal after I play the notes. See, it covers up the phrasing, but I'm still going to feel the phrasing. I'm going to lift up as though I'm phrasing it. Yeah. And then the last line, it's every measure. Now, when you go to repeat, a couple ways you can do it. You can lift the pedal up with the hand so you get a little silence, like taking a breath to repeat. So there's a little silence, or you can overlap it. And the reason you can get away with overlapping it here is because you're going up an octave in the right hand. If I were staying there in the right hand, I think I would want the silence. I want to know that we're ending this. Now we're starting at something else. So I'll leave it up to you whether you overlap it or not when you repeat. Now keep in mind that dynamic I didn't mention. It applies to the melody, which is the right hand. This left hand needs to be in the background. Huh? next to the last measure there's an RIT, second time. That means the second time you play it, you slow down. As far as the second time goes, that's interpretation. Normally when you would repeat things, you don't slow down like that until the last time. Especially if people are singing to it, don't slow down. You got to keep a steady beat going for them. But at the end of it, then you can start slowing down. It lets everybody know that the whole thing is finally getting over. Oh, torture's over. Let's play this together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the pedaling because you hear the notes better without the pedal. We are going to repeat, and I'll get the right hand up. I'm not going to do louds and softs. Going to play it all about the same. We're just checking notes and rhythms. We're not performing it. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 2. 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, repeat.